Please be advised there are spoilers ahead related to the property being watched and or discussed.
Hello! Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. This is Ashamoji TV. My name is Asha, and if you're new here, welcome. You get 3 welcomes. This is where I like to watch, react, and share my 2 cents about a couple of properties related to sci-fi and fantasy. In today's video, I'm gonna get ready to press play on the 7th episode from the 3rd season of Fringe, titled The Abducted. Very straightforward. Someone's gonna get kidnapped, abducted. Question is, who's the abducted? Right? Alright, so I'm gonna get ready to press play. You'll see my reaction, hopefully listen to my afterthoughts. And all I'll say for now is, I'm really loving this season. I'm really loving this season. Although it's still getting some getting used to with the whole Olivia and Peter situation. I'm appreciating it for what it is, and that is good drama, good suspense, good thrill, because the payoff of when eventually, I'm presuming eventually, I hope eventually, like I don't want them to drag that on till season 4 or 5, you know, Olivia returns to the Prime Universe. I'm looking forward to that emotional payoff of her being like, you know, it's me, I'm the real Olivia. And Peter's reaction to that and what's going to happen with their relationship and for Olivia, you know, will she try to kind of maybe fight for Peter? Because I think based on some of the feedback I got related to episode 6, it seems as if she is developing feelings and there's a conflict there. Maybe? I'm not sure. I mean, I see one thing and then I'm kind of told another at times from different perspectives, because it's what I find so fascinating just in general. I'm just throwing this out there for anybody who cares, but let me know your thoughts too. Isn't it not fascinating how just the human nature of we're all watching the same thing and we just see things differently. You know, it's like the phenomenon of when you see an accident and you'll have eyewitness testimony from 10 people, and all 10 people, for the most part, likely won't give the same testimony even though they've seen the same thing or claim to have seen the same thing. It's just very fascinating to me. The variety of feedback that I'll get, and I'll get one particular person thinking that the feedback received from another is inaccurate or misleading, or the other way around, maybe. It's very fascinating. It's very fascinating. Anyway, enough of that. Here's my reaction to this episode. Sharpening his knife to shave. Speaking of those shaving kits, I tried buying one of those, like a nice set for someone, and I did not know how pricey those things can get. Like, I'm talking in the hundreds. Oh, shaving his head. Going for the bald look, are we? Was that his moisturizer he didn't like?
With suffering comes redemption. Through sorrow comes exaltation. Through pitch dark comes a cleansing fire.
A ritual, alright.
Through the fire you shall find a spring of new life.
Alright. Weirdness. It's the beginning of the episode, so gotta anticipate that. Little boy scared in his bed. Afraid of the dark.
Mommy? Max, there's a monster in my closet.
Oh. The standard monster in your closet. That will be a real monster in his closet, right?
monster's here.
When she leaves, you'll see it again.
Now you remember what big boys do to get rid of monsters in their room?
Well, you close your eyes and you count to 3.
And when we open them?
The monster's gone.
Oh no! They're setting it up where he's gonna see it after he counts to 3! Oh shit! Okay. Calm down, Asha.
I love you.
What kind of monster is it gonna be?
Sorry.
Oh! The old guy! Oh my god! How high is that house? Alright. So, the abducted is this kid, and the old man is the abductor. Jumping out of a house window. Got special powers? Did he land perfectly fine? Alright. Let's see. I knew he'd be a reoccurring one.
Hey. You. What are you doing here?
She just finds him. Okay. Personal cabbie. That's great.
I need to get into the DOD facility on Liberty Island. And I need your help. I can steal a boat, but I can't leave it docked on the island. Otherwise, the security patrol would find it, and I need some time inside the building alone. I just need you to get me across the water.
Cross the patrolled water. You're with Fringe Division. Don't you have super secret clearance or something? Why are you breaking into a government building?
Because I have to go home.
Oh, so home is on Liberty Island now.
Not really.
It doesn't matter where I'm from. What matters is that I'm in trouble. And I think that my time is running out here, and right now you are the only person that I am willing to trust.
That's the way to appeal to him.
I need your help, Henry.
Henry. Yeah, that was
Please,
it.
will you help me?
Henry.
So all you're asking for is a ride. You ain't gotta steal a boat. My cousin has one.
Yeah.
Just give me a day or so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's helpful. I'm glad they made it his cousin and not him that just has a boat.
Okay, there's my number. I gotta go.
Hey, those people you're running away from, they still after you?
Not if they keep believing that I'm somebody else.
Well, it's completely out of her system. But she retains the memories, though, right? Somehow?
So, what do we have?
Kid was abducted from his bedroom last night.
Okay, we're good down here. Molecular cohesion intact. Atmosphere readings are solid.
Now, these kidnappings are tragic, but 99% of them have nothing to do with Fringe Division.
Yeah, tell that to the secretary.
99%?
Perspective 91 says every kidnapping is treated like a possible fringe event.
All I'm saying is that these cops don't need us to work their cases, okay? Waste of manpower.
It's not a waste.
I get a statement.
I can't even imagine that horror for a parent. My cat goes missing for a few minutes and I'm freaking out.
Found a couple of partial prints on the windowsill and in the closet, but we're still collecting evidence. We believe the suspect snatched the kid and he fled out the window.
That's a long way down, especially if you're carrying a 50-pound kid.
Okay, good. They addressed that.
Strong, say 20 to 35.
Hey, can I see that for a second? Some kind of residue on these fingerprints.
His aftershave? Or that stuff he was using?
Sucrose.
Sugar? What was he eating, cookies or something?
Secretes it through sweat. It's the Candyman.
What? Like labeling him the Candyman? I haven't seen those movies for a long time. I barely remember anything, to be honest. So if there are references, I likely won't pick up on them.
Mr. Secretary.
I just heard.
Aside from the horrific aspect of things.
Fringe Division was created to investigate tragedies of an unimaginable scale. You and I both know that there is no crime more heinous than the theft of a child.
I'll do everything I can to find him, sir.
I don't doubt your resolve, Phil. There's no shame in letting it fall to another desk if it's too personal.
Oh no. They're making it where his kid was abducted?
4 years. Since I heard him laugh or watched him play outside with his sister. He had my son for 2 days. When I got him back, he wasn't a little boy anymore.
Where are they going with this?
If there's anyone you want on this case, it's me.
Very well. I know what it's like to lose a son. And even when they come back, the damage is irreparable. If you need someone to talk to, Philip, let me know.
I haven't truly considered the gravity of the fact that Peter literally left him and came back and then left again.
It's been 18 hours since the claim boy went missing. That gives us until tomorrow night to find him.
Candyman's last kidnapping was 2 years ago. It was before you joined Fringe Division.
I remember when this happened, reading about it, but the papers never said what he did to these kids. It's like they've had
That's
a
what
lot
I'm-
cleaned out of them.
Acute deterioration of
what?
organ tissue, depleted immune systems. Some of the kids even came back with cancer.
Oh my god. I'm very sensitive to kid stuff and pet stuff, animal stuff.
Okay, Astrid, what do we know about these cases?
The abductions themselves appear to be random, occurring every 2 years. The victims are always children ages 7 through 9. They are taken, then released 48 hours later with massive internal degradation. The victims describe the suspect as male, age unknown. In the majority of cases, other than a shaved head, there's no physical description given because he wore a mask.
What do you mean in the majority of cases?
2 of the victims reported being held captive by 2 suspects, one young and one old.
Then why haven't we expanded the profile to look for 2 suspects?
Look, these kids were really scared. There's a lot of inconsistencies in their statements.
Well, that doesn't mean that they're not true.
7 through 9, that obviously must mean something.
And Christopher Broyles.
Oh.
We should speak to Christopher again.
It's not a good idea, Liv. You weren't here when it happened. Broyles is protective.
Well, we should at least ask.
Liv, don't even think about it.
I gotta brace myself here. This is gonna be quite emotional, I could tell.
Ain't you done 'em? My son went through something no child should ever have to go through. And when he came home, I had to ask him questions about it. Going over the details again and again, forcing him to relive it when all he wanted to do was forget. And for what? I didn't solve the case. And I didn't help my little boy sleep at night.
But if I spoke to him, maybe I could get more out of him.
I'm his father.
Perhaps that's the problem. There are some things that you don't want to hear.
Yeah. Familiarity factor.
My son's condition since he was taken has deteriorated so rapidly that he'll be lucky if he makes it to his 18th birthday. Now, what little childhood Christopher has left, I intend to protect it.
I get that. But Christopher's childhood is not the only one at stake right now.
You're dismissed.
I just don't want to see what he does to them. I don't even want to hear it, because I think if anything, they might show it through sound.
I don't feel good. I want to go home.
Through suffering comes redemption. Through sorrow comes exaltation. Through the pitch dark comes the cleansing fire, and through the fire we shall find the spring of new life.
Oh God. What is that? Oh.
So it's true? The Candyman's back?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll try to come back here?
No.
Can't blame her for being worried.
One of my agents wanted to re-interview Chris, Olivia Dunham. She thinks there may be some detail he's forgotten. I told her it was a waste of time.
She'll convince him otherwise. Yeah.
She seems very smart. He's a strong boy, Philip. Strong enough to talk about it. Even if you're not. So, after the victims were abducted, the kids came back with massive cell degeneration and internal organ atrophy. All those conditions are symptomatic of old age, too, right?
I suppose so. Why?
Well, aging has to do with the pituitary gland, right? Which can be accessed through the back of the neck.
Did you suddenly become a scientist when I was in the hospital?
Anyway, my point is that some of the victims mentioned there were two suspects, one old and one young. But they all said that they never saw the suspects at the same time.
Okay.
Well, what if there weren't two people? What
Same
if there was
guy,
only
yeah.
one person who was literally changing from old to young? What if the Candyman is stealing youth?
Yeah. Okay. That's classically perfect.
In theory, concentrated pituitary hormones could be processed in some way to accelerate healing, maybe even reverse aging. But if that's true, it would also cause some serious side effects.
Like what?
Anemia, tremors, hyperglycemia.
High blood sugar. High enough that he could secrete sugar in his sweat.
I wonder if it's the stuff he dumped out in the sink at the beginning.
Chris, Agent Dunham's here.
Oh, Olivia is fine. It's nice to meet you, Chris.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you really say that school bus of kids from a Class 3 Vortex last year? Is it true?
Class 3 Vortex.
So, my mom says you want to talk about the man who took me?
Yeah. Would that be okay?
Sure.
Maybe we could talk somewhere else. Like, where's your favorite place to go?
Broyles.
The Candyman's had the boy for 36 hours.
12 hours left. How are we doing?
Nothing yet.
But we're working every lead we have.
You'll be happy to hear that you'll have your team back together soon.
Now, Olivia's mission on the other side is almost complete.
We'll be able to bring her home.
What about this Olivia?
We're going to pull her out of the field tomorrow morning. I don't believe we'll be needing her anymore.
Call me if you find anything.
Oh, okay, so that's accelerating quick.
Well, I can imagine what it must have been like for you. How scared you must have been. How much you would have wanted to get back to your family, to your friends.
I have nightmares about this sometimes.
Really? Could you tell me about them?
Great casting. He really does look like a mix of Broyles and his wife.
He comes to the room wearing a mask, checking on the thing stuck in my neck. Feels like stealing my energy. I'm so tired. Feel sick.
You said that there were two men. One old and one young, right? Did they ever talk to you?
No. Nothing I remember.
Chris, What is it? You can tell me.
He said if I told anyone about him, he'd come back. He said this time, he hurt my mom. It's
going to happen. I promise. Christopher, there's another little boy, just like you. He's been taken. And he wants to go home and see his family too. You can help him.
You'll do
What are
it.
their voices? They all said the same thing. I think it was a prayer.
Can you remember the words?
Some of the words. Through the pitch dark comes a cleansing fire.
That's the key. Okay. Interesting. And they opened up with that too.
You know, I thought it was bad enough someone's kidnapping kids. And we find out he's kidnapping kids for God.
Well, we do kill in the name of God, right? It's like choose your lesser evil.
Mom! I collected some shells for you. It's not the ocean.
Thank you. Oh, looks like you brought half the beach back with you too.
No, leave this in. I like it.
Don't tell Anakin that.
He was very, very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, I want to wash your shells off. Okay.
Bye, Christopher.
Bye.
Done.
The boat's called Sally, the Red Hook Marina in Brooklyn. Read out. Be there tonight at 10 and I'll get you where you want to go.
Okay, I'll be there.
Done. Charlie got hit on the prayer. They traced it to the Astoria Church in Queens.
I hope this man gets caught while he's praying that prayer. That would be just great.
I wasn't always a man of the cloth. You know, I used to be a physician. And then the avian influenza epidemic came. My wife became ill. And despite all my training, there was nothing I could do to save her. But then God came and lifted me up. And he showed me that what people need in these troubled times is something to believe in. Faith. That's what'll heal this wounded world.
We believe the suspect is a member of your church. It will help our investigation if you would give us the names and addresses of all the men in your congregation.
But giving out information on parishioners is breaking the confessional seal.
Reverend Marcus, I understand. I too am a man of faith. But right now there's a child missing. We need your help. We have a former victim who can identify the kidnapper's voices.
And you believe that this person is reliable?
He's my son.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just realized, well, if he's going to
I can get you the roster from our men's group.
train that little boy, they might not recognize him as a younger person, right? Because likely he's probably drained that kid. Maybe it's too soon.
So what about Charlie and Lincoln?
They've interviewed 7 men on the list and none of them fit the profile.
Okay, I'm here. I'll call you in a bit. Wyatt Toomey? Agent Dunham. I'm with Fringe Division. I need to ask you a couple questions in regard to an investigation. Can I come in?
Sure.
So did you meet Reverend Marcus?
Yes.
He is a miracle worker. Great man. Touched by God.
Do you live here alone, Mr. Toomey?
Yeah? Just me.
Don't move!
Okay. I was like...
This is Agent Dunham. I'm at 1068 Kent Street, apartment 5. The suspect's been sighted. I
Yeah.
need backup now, please.
That's a dead giveaway.
Are you okay? Okay.
Oh! Wow, really? Just boom bada bing, we get him?
Hey, you okay?
Okay, alright. There's a lot of story you gotta tell, so I get it. Solve the case halfway through. Then we focus back to Olivia.
Olivia was right.
About what?
Seems he was making some kind of age regression serum. He was extracting hormones from the kids and giving them to himself.
Your son was right. There was a young and an old suspect.
Fountain of Youth?
This guy working sanitation. How do you figure out how to do all this? Alright, let's bag and tag it.
Give that stuff to the right company.
Hey. When you're done here, you want to
My marketing wheels are going crazy right now.
No thanks. I'm going home.
I'm kind of in denial. Like, are we really just gonna see her go back home?
Wow, you really think this thing is gonna take us across the harbor?
Don't worry about the boat. Worry about the patrols around that island.
Hey, Henry. I know I'm asking a lot of you. If you want to back out...
Come on, let's just get it over with. Okay?
You want me to cast us off?
What?
Do you want me to untie the boat from the dock?
Oh, yeah. Do that.
Henry, you have done this before, right?
No, I don't think so.
Water scares the hell out of me.
Oh my god, for real.
We'll be fine. Just do that casting thing.
Give him a life jacket!
Someone had to teach you how to do it.
Yeah, so what? I told you I'm not a boater.
Well, I missed something there.
Hey, I just left you a message.
I think we were wrong. Wyatt Toomey was not a scientist. He needed someone to show him how to make the serum. Reverend Marcus. He said that he was a doctor. I think that's how he's been healing his
Oh my gosh.
Wyatt was working for him.
Dear God.
Well, Christopher was right all along. There really were two suspects.
I told Reverend Marcus Chris could ID the voices he heard, and now my wife isn't picking up the phone.
Okay, I'll meet you at your house.
Shit!
Can you promise me that you will wait for me, please?
Where the hell are you going?
Okay, good twist. That completely went past me. Oh my god. This poor kid. Can he get more traumatized?
Take comfort, Christopher. You gave so much of yourself to help heal others. We all have to make sacrifices for the common good.
He won't find you. He won't find you. And he finds him.
Chris! That's it, son. You're okay now.
More years of therapy there.
Agent Dunham? Thought that was you.
Mrs. Clayton, how is Max doing?
Doctors think he got there just in time. You know, he hasn't been able to stop talking about you. It'd really mean a lot if you could say hi.
She has a way with kids.
How are you feeling?
Much better now.
That's good. You're a real brave kid, you know that?
No, not as brave as you. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's FBI?
FBI? Where'd you hear that?
You said it when you saved me. Remember? You said you were FBI.
Oh.
Right?
FBI's just another word for police.
Well, then when I grow up, I want to be FBI too.
It's a giveaway for her not being from there.
The FBI ceased to exist over a decade ago. At least on this side it did. You know who you are, don't you?
Stupid thing.
happens now?
No. I'm going home.
Oh! Ah! Look at that! She gets two Broyles as an ally, right? He's gonna dodge Walternate somehow, and whatever efforts they've agreed on. Oh my gosh, Olivia, gotta go back home! Okay.
Just stick to the same bearings on your way out and you won't run into any of their patrols.
What makes you so sure?
Because I memorized the routes when I escaped from there.
Huh.
How you planning on getting up there?
I'll manage. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, I just borrowed a boat.
You believed in me.
Well, you got me all the way the hell out here. You might as well tell me, where is it you're from?
I'm from a parallel universe.
Run with that, Henry! Start writing books about it or something. Oh my gosh, this is surreal. It's so early than what I thought it would be. I was so sure they would make this kind of part, like, towards the end. But I'm fine that it's now. Expecting like a cliffhanger. Boom, she's in the other universe. Blackout.
Sir, there's been a security breach. Someone's accessed the lab on Liberty Island.
Not after probably having to dodge his goons. Oh my god, this is happening! This is happening! Oh, it's nighttime.
Ma'am, what are you...
Closing hours.
We're closed.
Yeah.
Would you be able to let me out?
No.
No. Please just get back me. I'm not gonna hurt you. I need you to listen very carefully. What I'm gonna say is gonna sound insane, but I need you to do something for me.
Oh my god, really?
Please, I don't know.
Sedate her.
Shit. Okay. So it's a tease.
What did you do and what did you think, huh?
We said no questions.
I can turn it off if you want to go to sleep.
I'm just resting my eyes.
Right. Otherwise known as sleeping.
Oh, don't you want to see how it ends?
I've seen this movie about 100 times.
I've never seen it. I don't care to watch it.
Okay, so let me guess. They end up running away together and they live happily ever after.
Actually, no. She leaves them at the airport and they never see each other again.
Yeah, spoiler, okay. Is that really what happens?
It's a love story.
Well, aren't all the best love stories tragedies?
No.
Only in the
Well, kind of. Yeah, what she said.
Let's go to sleep. Good night.
Why are they ending it off on this side?
Hello? Walter, is that you? I can hear you breathing. Yes.
I'm calling from New York. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I just saw a woman disappear in front of my eyes.
Who is this?
Her name was Olivia. She has a message for you. She's trapped in the other universe.
Oh my god! What? Okay, this is officially my favorite show right now in years. Science fiction. For science fiction. I gotta break it out because there are different categories that I love. Oh my god, that is just perfect. So, okay. Because as I uttered out loud, like, why did they end it off? Because usually the pattern so far I was seeing, you know, one universe story, then they move on to the next verse in the next episode. So, just teasing and tugging at my curiosity why we're ending with Peter. And that's how she got the message across to him. So, the next episode is gonna be him knowing. Well, oh, okay. They better not make it where he doesn't believe her. Like, at first, and then he gets all doubtful. Alright. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions, but I just hope they don't do that. I don't think they will. Alright, well, thankfully, in my binge-watching process, the next episode I am pressing play on after recording this video is episode 8, so it's not much of a wait for me with my schedule. Alright, this episode was so great. So great. But I do need a second or two to pick out that scene. Because now there's so much to contend with than I expected more. So, I'll be back. I'll just tell you my Ashamoji, like, right now. It's a 5. Hands down, it's a 5. What a fantastic episode, and it's such a good thrill ride. Now, as I said, I'm sensitive when it comes to anything depicting any type of suffering with children and animals. And people too. You know, the more vulnerable population, children and animals. I am very, very, sometimes a little too sensitive, I know. It's easy for me to just get very emotional to those things. And this episode definitely didn't shy away with the dialogue and the way it was described, what was happening to these kids, but it made perfect sense considering the context of what this abductor was trying to do in terms of creating the fountain of youth, really. You're gonna need someone young. And I guess, you know, as I kind of said at one point, you gotta choose your lesser evil. Because it's like, you know, would it have been better if he was abducting babies and doing that? Or just young kids? It wouldn't have been better. That's not the right word to use. But the point is, when they touch on such sensitive, or not sensitive, real life. It's reality. It's a reality. Crimes like this happen. Not necessarily stealing pituitary gland hormone thingy, but crimes against children, against people, against all kinds of stuff happen in our real world. And the way the story goes about it and personalizing it through Broyles with his family, very nicely done. And giving me a perspective as to how this particular Broyles, what's his life been about. Being currently married to his wife as opposed to being divorced in the other universe, and also having this trauma of his son being abducted and blinded. Whew, pretty crazy, and fantastic performance by that young little actor. Wonderful. Child actors, you know, it's a tough one with them, because if they don't deliver, the scene can be a little tough to watch as a viewer. I know for me it can be tough if the child's not very convincing. But this kid did such a fantastic job. And very lucky to have been in a scene with Anna Torv, who's just phenomenal. Scene-wise now, I think the scene that could possibly lead to things further, based on how it ended, with Olivia being caught, which I'm taking it as somewhat of a tease from the showrunners, it's like, what? She's not going back home just yet. Because I did say, it's a little early in the season for that kind of drama to just conclude itself unless they have something bigger to prepare halfway through, which is a pattern I'm used to in other shows. Like, for instance, Supernatural is one that I watch right now currently, and you may be watching my reactions to that. So that's kind of a thing, halfway through the season, a new plot line kind of develops. But instead, for this one, it's just like more or less showing perhaps her attempt is not successful now, but may be successful later. And that leads to the scene that I've picked. Sorry, went about it the long way as usual. But the scene that I've picked was the scene where Broyles makes it quite clear to her that he knows who she is, and he's not going to make a big deal out of it. Now, mind you, I'm thinking maybe he'll feel sympathy for her now that he saw that she helped him, and then he would maybe save her in turn from Walter. But now that I think about it, he probably just did her a favor in that moment and not making it a big deal with her at that point in time by telling Walter that she knows she has her memories back as the original Olivia as a one-time thing in that moment, but then he may not necessarily be lenient afterwards. It's almost like just giving her back a favor for a favor just for that part. Oh, okay. So that leads me back to the other theory that I had beforehand, which was her coworkers, Lincoln specifically. They are showing him to be quite attached to her. There's something there that I know. I don't think that's me overseeing things. There's something there. Although I know I'll get a bunch of shrugs whenever I bring it up, but I think he's gonna suspect it. And maybe Charlie, because Charlie did bring it up in the first place. One or the other or both. And I think somehow they're gonna help her. I just don't see them being villainous in terms of trying to make up for anything based on the fact that Olivia is not there. I think they might be sympathetic. So yeah, that's all I got for you. That's my reaction to episode 7 from the 3rd season of Fringe. Oh, I'm looking forward to any trivia you know about this episode, any interesting facts. And if you don't, that's okay. Share with me aspects of this episode you really enjoyed. I think the twist with the doctor, I forgot to mention that. Yes, the twist with the doctor was just beautiful, right? It's like what was on the nose, and I picked up on it, thankfully, because I don't always. And so it's nice when I do, but then what was completely just perfectly tied in and nicely connected through just the brief moment they had with that Reverend Doctor, went over my head nicely done in a way that when they do reveal it, it's a good surprise. That they did set up. If you're that kind of person that pays attention to every little nitty gritty detail. Because I know people, and let me know if you're one of those kind of viewers. I know people who watch an episode frame by frame. They don't watch it first and then go back. They actually watch it frame by frame, study this, think of that, then make their predictions for the next scene. Those are people with a lot of time on their hands, but hey, teach their own. Everybody's got their own style. Okay, so yes, share your comments with me about this episode. And if you want access to my full reaction with extra bonuses that I make available to my club members only, details on joining my club to get that full access is in the description box below, as well as details on how you can support this channel if you're not interested in being a club member, but you do want to help me grow on YouTube here with additional reactions to perhaps other things aside from Fringe. But nonetheless, I'm tuning out and peacing out until the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos.